श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम् शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं वातरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम् ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः गुकारो अन्धकारो वैरुकारस्तन्निवर्तकः अन्धकारनिरोधित्वात् गुरुरित्यभिधीयते। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ नमो भगवते वैवस्वताय मृत्यवे ब्रह्मविद्या आचार्याय नचिकेतसे नमः। So we are in the Kaṭha Upaniṣad, first chapter, second section, last slogan or last mantra. There are chapters more which are having like these 3 sections. We are going to see that. Now we are going to see the last mantra of the second section of the first chapter in the Kaṭha Upaniṣad. Of course, all the teachings are given by the Lord Death to this young boy who had asked to Lord Death, may you give the secrets behind what is death and what is life. And his question, he made more clear that there are different opinions in the world, that some say there is a life after giving up this body in this world. Some say there is no life at all after giving up this body. It is the end of everything. So, you are the right person to correct my doubt regarding the afterlife, if it is there or if it is a full stop for the life. And the Lord Death denied to give this answer because he wants to test his qualification, whether he is eligible to listen his teachings regarding death and birth. And he given different tests to him, and all the tests he passed according to the suggestion, or according to the according how that death want he to be. So after knowing that he is an adhikari, he is a qualified person to listen the traditional teachings, the Lord Death started the teachings towards Nachiketas. And we are on the way, how the teachings are being given, are being unfolded by the Lord Death in a systematic manner. And here we are in the last shloka, last verse of the second chapter, for second section of the first chapter of Kaṭha Upaniṣad. I will read the slogan. Words already we have seen in a brief way. We are going to see more clear and how Shankara has given the explanation, and also the way of understanding the words according to our knowledge. I will read the slogan and we will see the meaning. Yasya Brahma cha Kshatran cha Ubhi Bhavataha Otanaha Mrityuhu Yasya Upasejanam Ka Itta Veda Yatra Saha. Once more I will read. Yasya Brahma cha Kshatran cha Ubhi Bhavataha Otanaha Mrityuhu Yasya Upasejanam Ka Itta Veda Yatra Saha. We already saw the previous verse in the last class that confirming the adhikaritvam, the qualification to listen the traditional teachings. It is essential to be qualified to listen to a knowledge. It's very essential. The preparatory steps to be taken by the listener in order to receive the knowledge properly. We already cleared through the last verse. Again and again, the emphasis on the qualification is going to give by the Lord death. Now, he says the almightiness of this all-pervasive entity. We know that the consciousness which is pervading in and through every object what I perceive in this world, everything which came to my knowledge but I don't see in my life, everything which are unimaginable, also been pervaded by this conscious entity. This conscious entity is almighty and also all-knowing. Sarvajnaha, Sarvashaktiman, Sarvavyapi. These three meanings, these three words, we should know the proper meaning. Sarvavyapi in Sanskrit, everywhere it is pervaded, everywhere it is there. This entity is there everywhere in this world. Sarvavyapi. Sarvajnaha, all-knowing entities. Each and everything, in order to be created in this world, a person should have the proper knowledge. Whether it is a piece of stone, whether it is a human body arranged into 206 bones and skin and flesh and etc., or a solar system in order to be created, you should have the proper knowledge within you. Then only you can put into action. This is called all-knowing, Sarvajna. Sarvashaktiman. What is meant by Sarvashaktiman? He have the proper strength to generate or create everything. He or she, whatever it may be, gender is not at all a criterion. When I say he or she, you don't take that this all-pervasive Brahman is a male or it is not female. No. It comes in a flow, but you don't take it that it has a gender. This Brahman is out of gender. It is not, the gender will be coming in the realm of creation. When something is other than the creation or the base of the creation, there is no gender at all. So you correct whenever I say, okay? No problem at all whenever I say it is or he is, everything. Okay, fine. In order to create each and everything, you need a tremendous capacity, strength to create something, to sustain something, and after a period of time to resolve into to resolve something, we need a good amount of strength. We say Sarva Shaktiman. So, all knowing, almighty, and all pervasiveness are the features which Brahman is equipped with. When these features are there, nothing is there more than this in this world. And this Brahman happened to be the listener, the person who is listening to this knowledge, because all pervasive, all pervasiveness will include everything. It also includes the listener also. So you have to convert these three words along with this sentence. I am almighty. I am all-knowing. I am all-pervasive. When this sentence is very clear for you, then this verse is very easy to understand. What is the meaning of this verse which Lord Death told to Nachiketas? Yasya, for whom Brahma and Kshatriya. I already given what these words convey. There are group of people who do righteous things and who always pray for others and who will be always connected to the spirituality or some kind of philosophy. In this world, these people are classified into one group. In traditional scriptures, they are called Brahmanaha. They always have a compassion, a mind filled with compassion. They are honest with oneself. They are sincere towards world and within oneself. These type of people we can see everywhere in this world. These people are called Brahmanaha. Second type of people, those who are having some physical capacity to protect themselves and to protect others, and they have a behavior like a barrier. Their capacity will be this. What will be their capacity? They can protect all others also when an issue comes collectively. This group will include soldiers, army, police, defense, national disaster. When there is a disaster which is collective disaster, then the group of people who belong to army will come and rescue. All these people will be belonging to this group called, in traditional scriptures, they are called Kshatriyaha. So these two people are identified because of their glorious actions which are given to this world and society. Brahmanaha and Kshatriyaha. First group, Brahmanaha will always pray for others. Their mind has a space for others. Has space for others. They can accommodate everybody in terms of a pain, in terms of a need, in terms of a a, a disaster, whatever they can do, they will do. Especially they pray for others. They will draw the strength from the Almighty Lord for them. Of course, this is a big action in this world. When we are helpless in a situation, prayers come into picture. Because in my definition, prayer means an application which is not rejected at any point of time when we keep in front of the Almighty Lord. So, the point is, prayer is a beautiful action in this world. Many of the people don't have the idea of the significance of the prayer. Be a prayerful person for the world and for the universe and for yourself also. A prayerful person will slowly acquire the needs in course of time. So be a prayerful person. It's one of the means to achieve the ultimate goal. So Brahmanaha are the people in the world who always pray for others and who are always in righteous action, who are always sincere and honest in their dealings. These type of people are considered at the topmost group in the world. Their actions are being praised and glorified by the Lord through these words. And people will try to make them a role model in their life. And they may say, if you ask a question towards them, do you believe in the Lord or a creator or something other than what you perceive in this world? Most of the people answer, I am honest and sincere towards the world. I don't cheat anybody. I don't loot anybody. I don't take advantage of any other people. This way of living itself, I think, a goal or understanding Lord. More than that, I don't need any God from a temple or a church or a mosque or from any books. They say, most of the people, those who don't believe in God, but they believe in their actions, which can be their ultimate goal. As long as they live in this world, they want to live sincerely and they want to live honestly in this world. And Brahmanas are like that. Here in this shloka, one other group is also introduced. They are called Kshatriyaha, those who have the main role of protecting or guarding others. They, even though they get wounded in a mission, they don't feel the pain as we feel. They keep on going in their mission. They go in their mission, even though they get wounded, they get hurted. They will be continuously relentless pursuit for them, protecting others. That's why they are called Kshatriyaha. Kshayad Trayade, one who can protect others from a destruction. Not himself or herself, they can protect others also. these actions are also being praised or glorified through this verse indirectly by the death. But ultimate meaning is not this, which I am going to explain you now. So, the meaning of the verse is simply Lord Death says to Nachiketas, for whom the actions of Brahmana, the actions of Kshatriya become the main course or the main thing to eat for the Brahman. That means when we compare to knowing the Brahman, the actions done by Kshatriya, the actions done by Brahmana are not significant at all. Again, I will say, you should know the correct meaning. In knowing Brahman, knowing this intrinsic nature of a human being is the ultimate goal of each and every human being in this world. What about other living beings? They don't have teachings. They don't have any scriptures. So there is no point of talking about their goal. I am talking about only human beings are supposed to have traditional teachers and scriptures and to pursue their human goal. All other living beings has to wait to get this human body, which we are going to see in this Upanishads itself, how they get the body and how they go in the life and death circle, etc., etc. For the time being, you please may you know the understanding of the meaning. The meaning of this verse is this. Knowing one's own real life is the ultimate goal of each and every living being. Knowing oneself means knowing what is Brahman or what is self. And scriptures and traditional teachers will play the main role making understand what is self. This should be the priority of each and every living being in this world. When I say living being means human. Most of the people miss this goal. They pursue different actions and worldly pleasures and they are out of track. We don't have any pressure to bring them to this track because coming to the pursuit of knowledge will not happen when you put pressure on a person to come to the class or come to this pursuit of knowledge. This pressure will not work at all. One thing. Now, what is the connection between knowing the Brahman and the Brahmana and the Kshatriya? I want to say. I already told you the actions of Brahmana is considered one of the glorious actions in this world. And a lot of people will conform their life towards what is right. And a lot of people live their life with sincere with others, without cheating others, without telling lies. A lot of values, like a Brahmana lives in this world. And Kshatriya also live a life protecting the whole world, considering himself he was born to protect others. This is also an action which is to be praised and which is been given as a significant action to Nachiketas, Kshatriya. So, both groups are having glorified actions in this world, and they become the top models according to a person who wants to live a proper life in this world. And people used to pursue these values of Brahmana and these values of Kshatriya. When they pursue the values like non-hurting others, not lying to anybody, not cheating to anybody, not cheating others, without taking advantages of situations, giving some donations or clothes or food for others when there is a need. All these activities are being considered very much relevant, and nothing more than that some people used to think. There it is wrong. These actions you can pursue, but these actions not itself become the goal while living. This is not the goal. Living a proper life is not itself a goal at all. This is the meaning Lord Yama wants to convey, for whom the activities of Brahmana and Kshatriya become the main food. Means these activities should perform in a proper way without having the idea that this itself is the goal in human life. By doing these activities, one can get purified with oneself, and one should come to the knowledge of the Brahman, the pursuit of knowledge. Compared to the knowledge of the Brahman, these are negligible. The actions of Brahmana, the actions of Kshatriya are very negligible. They are very insignificant when we compare to the knowledge of Brahman. Because as a human being, my priority should be freed from this ultimate samsara, freed from this death and birth circle, by knowing the ultimate truth. So, by knowing the intrinsic nature of me, I will be freed from the notion of limited living being. I am carrying a notion that I am a human being, I am limited, I am a Brahmana, I am a Kshatriya, etc., etc. And I perform different activities which are very significant in this material world or in this empirical world. But Lord Yama says, the actions which are performed by the Kshatriya, the actions which are performed by Brahmana, both are main food for the Brahman. Means Brahman is the eater of Brahmana and Kshatriya. Compared to knowledge of Brahman, they are insignificant. This is the meaning. Our actions we have to perform, but performing actions itself is not a goal at all. There is something important more than that. Because these actions are very negligible compared to the knowledge of Brahman. So one should perform the knowledge of Brahman somehow. And also, he says, Mrityuhu yasya upasejanam. Mrityuhu means himself. See, Nachiketas, myself is the side dish for the Brahman. Whatever activities I am doing, people can praise me, people can fear of me, but I am not at all significant when we compare to the knowledge of Brahman. I am just a side dish for the Brahman. The whole meaning you should understand like this. Brahman is the eater of everything. Each and every actions will be eaten by the knowledge of Brahman. Those actions which are performed by our limited body can only bring limited results. These limited results can come and go in our daily life. Whatever results which we acquire by performing these actions, for example, Brahmana will do a prayer for other and it will bring some auspicious results in his life, but it is limited. It has a beginning and it has an end. All these actions are being eaten by the Brahman, who is the intrinsic nature of the listener. No need to take, it's very complicated, it's very simple. Everything will be eaten, whether it is a Kshatriya, whether it is a Brahmana, whether it is a death, Mrityuhu, everything will become the food for the Brahman. Compared to Brahman, they are nothing. It's a one-time food, that's all. Whatever actions you perform in this world, it may bring some reward for you, it may bring some clap for you, people will identify you, you may draw attention from the others. Nothing more than that. When we compare to the knowledge of Brahman, it is irrelevant. It is just a one-time food when we compare to the Brahman. So, the concept is this: knowing Brahman should be the priority of the listener, not doing lot of good things and going with that in whole life. You can do the good things. At the same time, you have to listen to the knowledge of Brahman, because that is only going to help you to come out of this death and birth cycle. So the actions you can perform, not keeping as the goal, as a means to understand the knowledge of Brahman. Because whether it is a Brahmana, a noble person who do different prayers for others, whether it is a Kshatriya who is a protector of this world, whatever actions they are performing, they will become very, 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 very small when we compare to the knowledge of Brahman. It's like just like a main food we take once at one time, whether it is in the morning or in the afternoon or in the night, is a small amount of food what we eat. That much relevant only for them when we compare to the knowledge of Brahman. So the meaning now it's very clear. I will give you the proper meaning now. Yasya brahmacha kshatrancha ube bhavataha odanaha. Brahman is the eater of Brahmana and Kshatriya. They will become the main course or the main food of Brahman. And Mrityuhu yasya upasechanam. The death will become the side dish for the Brahman. That means no need to be fear of death, because there is no death. In fact, there is only immortality for a human being if he comes to know the intrinsic nature. He is or she is immortal. When we come to know I am Brahman, there is no death and birth. It's only just a fear due to the erroneous notion that I am a living being. I have a date of birth, so that I will depart from this world in one date. This is a misunderstood notion, or a wrong notion, or an erroneous notion, which we accumulated without thinking ourselves, or nobody guided me to know the reality about myself, or nobody made me understand who am I, or nobody didn't tell about the goal and about the real nature about me. This not knowing accumulated lot of misunderstood idea from the society, from the family members, from the members who are working around me, from the friends, etc., etc., from the churches, from the mosques, from the temples, lot of ideas which are not properly correct at all. This made me to think that I will die on a day. Whenever my body become tired, become deteriorated, I feel I am weakened and I have to depart from the world. This wrong notion is been cleared by the Lord Death, that Mrityu, myself, he says, myself is a side dish. Compared to Brahman, I am nothing. This is the way of understanding this verse. The intention of Brahman is like, intention of the sentence is like this. Compared to the Brahman, I am just a side dish. I am not at all having the almightiness or all-knowing, nothing. I am just a small worker compared to the Brahman. In another Upanishad, in Vedanta teaching, Taittiriya Upanishad, he says, Mrityurdhavati panchama iti. Out of fear on Brahman, the death work, running and running towards east, west, north, south, to pick up the people whose destiny is over, whose time is over in this world, because the fear towards the Brahman made the death to run and do the work properly. So, Kshatriya and Brahmana become the main food for the Brahma, and the death will become side dish for the Brahman. Now understand the last sentence proper meaning. Yasya kaha veda itta yatra saha. Who can understand this? Yasya kaha veda. That means Lord Death itself says that I am an adhikari, I am a qualified person. I have all the prerequisites so that I can understand the Brahman in this manner. Who other can understand like this Brahman? Who other can understand one's own intrinsic nature, have all kinds of this type of features? Who can understand? All the people are thinking about oneself. I am limited. I am going to die after a period of time. All these wrong informations made them insecure while living in the world. So Lord Death says, because I am holding all prerequisites, I can understand the Brahman in this manner, that I myself is a side dish for Brahman. Who other can understand? Yatra saha, where this Atma, where this self is, and how the self is in this world, who can understand except me? I am being qualified in order to know this Brahman like this, that Brahman is the eater of everything in the creation. Because of my qualification, because of my prerequisites, what I accumulated, I understand in this manner. Who other? Who can understand like this? When you don't have the proper qualification, one can miss this idea about the Brahman or idea about oneself. This is the intention of the slogan. Where this self is, what the self is being told by Lord Death in a different perception. In when we look from another angle, Brahman is the eater of all the Kshatriya and the Brahmana, the actions, I mean, where people get misunderstood that those glorious actions are the main goal in one's life, living a proper way of living itself is the goal for a lot of people. That is untrue. That is not the fact to be understood. The priority should be in this world. You may be receiving a lot of awards and rewards because of your activities. You may be getting a lot of attention from the people. You may be drawing attention from the people due to your actions. What it can contribute in your real life? This is the question right now I am asking. The real question is, did you achieve your human goal? Did you achieve your Purushartha? Purushartha means human goal. You may be performing the actions which are performed by the Brahmanaha. You may be performing the actions which are performed by the Kshatriyaha. You may be taking care of the people, society, those who are really in sick and some other things. That itself is not a goal at all. Most of the people in this world are involved in these type of things and they consider themselves that this is the goal. As long as we live according to Mother Teresa or some other people, taking care of the people, giving some necessities like bed sheets, food, money. It will not contribute to your main goal. Main goal is very much different from all these actions. Merits and demerits and good actions and misactions will fall under the realm of creation, duality. We are talking about the non-duality, which is the intrinsic nature of the listener. This should be our proper goal, not the actions which we perform in our daily life. When we are clear about the goal, these will become subsidiaries which will serve our main pursuit. As this Brahmana and Kshatriya become the food for the Brahman, similarly, our actions will empower to go to the pursuit of knowledge. That itself will not become the goal because our body is unlimited. Our body is limited. With this limited body, we do some limited actions. With these limited actions, we may accumulate some limited results. Then limited results will come and goes. But we are talking about the unlimited thing. We should connect our actions in order to know the unlimited things. We need that prerequisites, and we do with a proper attitude all our actions which can do in this daily life, and one should pursue the knowledge of oneself. So Lord Yama says that Brahman is the eater of everything. Like me, who have accomplished all the prerequisites, I can understand this Brahman in this manner. Who else can understand this? Means those who lack in prerequisites will miss this understanding regarding Brahman. This is the meaning of the slogan. Now we finished the second section of the first chapter. Now we will go to the third section of the first chapter of Kaṭha Upaniṣad, which is very tricky. We are going to see. Again, continue the instructions of the Lord that continues towards the Nachiketas. Ritam pipantau sukritasya loke guham pravishtou parame pararthe chaya atapau brahmavitaha vadanti panjagnayah ye chatrnachiketaha. I will read once more. Ritam pipantau sukritasya loke guham pravishtou parame pararthe chaya atapau brahmavitau vatanti panjagnayah ye chatrnachiketaha. Very interesting verse. We have more 10 minutes, 12 minutes. It's not enough to complete this verse, but we will give a simple way of understanding. Then we will give the elaborated meaning in the next class. First, we will see. Here, Lord Yama is going to give an example in this third section. This body is going to resemble a chariot. A chariot is being taken as an example in order to understand the body and the charioteer, etc., which are going to come within one or two slogans. Very relevant section in the Kaṭha Upaniṣad. Lot of traditional teachers used to quote these verses which are going to come. We will start from the first verse onwards. I need to give some base to understand this meaning of the verse. There is something right in front of me. When there is an insufficient light, we may not understand clearly what is right in front of me. Enough light is not there. And I can see something is there right in front of me. I'm not sure, pretty sure about what is exactly in front of me. People have different ideas in their mind. When they see something right in front of me, right in front of us, those who are around in this world, who are living around in this world along with me, general people, they superimpose their idea already pre-existing inside their mind or in their brain in the thing right in front of them. Remember, in order to happen, a superimposition to happen, there are three factors involved. How a superimposition happens? Vedanta is meant for the people who can think beyond the nose, who can think much. It's not an amusement program like a music concert or drama or movie. Pure thinking of the traditional teachers, and they were very much intelligent, very much involved in meditation towards the truth. So their thoughts are like they are like a think something very crystal clear. There is no vague thoughts in the traditional teachings or in their books or in their words. The thoughts are very crystal clear. That much brilliance are involved. Their whole life, they were living with the truth. Their whole life, they were committed towards the truth. They became the most relevant personalities due to their lifestyle. Owing nothing, they are happy in their life. They themselves became a tool for others to know the truth behind the universe. So, Vedanta teaching is meant for a person who is ready to think beyond the nose. Here, I want to give the base, and a little bit of thinking is involved. In order to happen a superimposition, three factors are involved. Something should be evident in front of me. I am not clear what it is, but there should be something. That much understanding I should have in order to superimpose something on something. Something should be evident for me through my senses. Because of the insufficient light, I am not clear what is right in front of me. So this is the first factor. There should be something which is evident to me. Not completely clear, which is evident to me. Second is, some features of the thing which is evident to me, I have in my mind, and I impose that features on that. Again, I will repeat. The main factor is an object should be evident to me in order to have a superimposition. Second is, for example, there is a rope right in front of you which is not seen properly. You step on that and you feel it is a lengthy and fluffy thing. These features also having for a snake. And these features you came to know, and you have already an idea about a snake from a movie or from seeing some National Geographic channel or Discovery channel, and you have that features already inside your brain and you superimpose on that. This is the second factor for a superimposition in order to happen. Third thing, in a superimposition, there is no rule that a real thing is being superimposed by me. The base may be real, but the superimposing thing may be unreal. Both things should be real. There is no rule at all like this. Because people used to superimpose ghost on a wavy cloth in the night if they see. The ghost is unreal, the cloth is real. So, what I want to tell you, in a superimposition, there is no rule that superimposed thing and what is gone under superimposition, both should be real. There is no such rule at all. What is been superimposed and what I superimposed can be unreal. One thing can be unreal. So these three factors you should know in a superimposition. This base is very much important for this slogan. There is a superimposition occurred in me, and in this superimposition, one thing is real, other thing is unreal. Because there is a superimposition, something is there, because without anything right in front of me, I don't superimpose anything. There should be something. So there is something which is evident to me, and I superimposed on that thing. And the superimposed thing can be unreal or real, and it is not properly understood by me. There is a superimposition. And from this fact of superimposition, we are looking this slogan. I have taken myself that I am this body is a superimposition. Because misunderstanding about myself made me to think I am this body. In this body, there is something other than what I think myself. So two entities are being listed by Lord Yama. General people go along with the thought what they have inside their mind without thinking. But the people who can think according to the knowledge of traditional teachers and scriptures, they will discover the real fact. But they are together right now in this body. The entity which is real and the superimposed something which is unreal, they go together, and we are going to elaborate the whole verse and the superimposition between what are the two things and how I will reject the superimposed thing and how we'll find out the reality. Lord Yama is going to reveal the reality of a human being through this verse, which we'll see in the next class. Om Swasti Prajabhya Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhya Shupamastu Nityam Loka Samastha Sukhino Bhavantu काले वर्षतु पर्जन्यः पृथिवी सस्यशालिनी देशोऽयं क्षोभरहितः ब्राह्मणाः सन्तु निर्भयाः सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः सर्वे सन्तु निरामयाः सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु मा कश्चित् दुःखभाग् भवेत् असतो मा सद्गमय तमसो मा ज्योतिर्गमय मृत्योर्मा अमृतं गमय। ओम पूर्णमतः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ओम शांति शांति शांति। हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः। हरि ओम।